But now, main topic of the discussion. I may destroy you. By if I pronounce her surname wrong, is it
Michaela
Coella?
Cole? No,
Is it Cole?
Yeah.
It's spelled different though, isn't it?
Yeah. So the E and the L are like the other way around.
Yeah,
but it's Michaela Cole.
Michaela Cole. Just one word to describe the actual series for you.
I would say enlightening.
I would say educational.
Yeah, both on the same kind of.
Yeah.
I
because, fam,
I learned a lot.
yeah. You learn, like, it's from the first episode. It already captivates you, innit? Like you're just like you're invested. You're just like, wait, what? What's that ending?
What is this?
What is this ending? Like, what's going on? I have to watch the second episode. I think that's why they release 2 episodes a week
at a time. Yeah, I think I really like the fact that with most of the projects that Michaela Cole has written of late, it just makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like she purposely makes you uncomfortable, and it's like, and it's good because life isn't comfortable. But when we watch things, we like to pretend it is. We like to like see things that make us feel good or that make us dream. Or like her shit is just raw and gritty. It's like, whoa, like that's literally what it's actually like. Like there was the club night and when they were on drugs and stuff. I was like, me, I'm never taking drugs. It just because everything else you watch, when people are taking drugs, it looks lit and it just looks like it's fun and blah blah. The way she made it look, I was like. Was
that
me.
There's a few times of that, so is that the one when they were on holiday?
Yeah, the holiday one. That's the one that stuck with me, and I was just like, that does not look
I don't
fun.
think I when I go on holiday, I don't think of doing drugs.
I'm not trying to be
when I go out or anything
or inebriated in a country that I don't know. I'm not even trying to do that here, but like especially not in a country I don't know. Like that's mad.
Yeah, but like I don't mind like drinking. Like that's like we can all control that to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing, wild. But because obviously I've watched the whole series now. You have as well. Episode 9 to 12 fucked me up.
Hey, wait, what happened in episode 9?
What was it? Let me have a look.
What significant thing happened? Was that after she'd come back from going to Italy for no reason?
I believe so. Because episode 8, she was coming. She went to the pool, innit? She went to the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was sat on the beach.
Yeah, and when she came back, she was doing. She came back and she was just like. Did you go to was that Halloween? Was that the Halloween one? Number 9 or number 10?
They were doing like the painting and
drinking and then she was doing the social media stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the social media
even
stuff.
All of that was just mad, like, because when she was having that conversation with it's not her therapist, but that person that she was talking to
no, it wasn't a therapist. She was a therapist, I think.
She was a therapist. Okay. That woman, she was just saying things like, don't you want to take a break from wouldn't you consider taking a break, because social media is not designed for you to like stop. Like you're just supposed to just give and chat, and it's just mad. And I was just watching it like, that's so true. Like it's just not designed for you to be okay.
Yeah, it's great for information, but the way we express ourselves is completely different. Because when it got to, when she was obviously during the episode, she was doing up this like just rants.
Yeah.
And then she got like approached by some guy, like they're like, I got abused as well and stuff like that. And I was like, I get that sense, but we could tell from behind the scenes and during the episode, like it's kind of like when she gets into the flashbacks and stuff, that's when she does it. And it's
it's like it's coming from a place of trauma, not healing.
It's not you're not doing it as it's a form of expression, I get it, but you're not doing it to relieve yourself of that stress and trauma. You know, because a lot of times when we do when we rant about something, or it's like almost a weight off our shoulders to speak about something, but to that sense it didn't look like that, because it happened multiple times during that episode. So I was just looking
it just
at
looks
it
like it was like, I don't know, like emotional or traumatic vomit. It was just like she was just coming out with stuff and just saying it, and it was just nuts. But I feel like a lot of people do that. I feel like Kanye West flipping did that.
I think all of us do it. I think we have this tendency of like, when we see something or think about something, we express it tweets. Like we just tweets, instead of like thinking of like, how do we deal with it ourselves first before we actually tweet and just reword it? Because, you know, when you, even with text, like when you read something through text, you don't reply straight away. Sometimes you do, if it's like a normal convo, joke convo. But when it's like a very articulate, you're like, you could say this, but that might sound wild, so you have to read it. But a lot of people don't read it; they just tweet it, and then when they see it, and when they send it, and they're like, "Oh shit, that sounds wild. I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have reworded that from days ago." So, so that episode was quite like interesting, because obviously we all relate to it to a certain degree. But Kwame's like transition throughout this whole thing was so interesting. Like,
he had a very mad story.
Yeah, because like him being abused, going through it, and then changing his stance of going into sleeping with a woman.
Yeah, that was wild.
And that whole conversation just went, wow, like, this is crazy. This is actually,
it was
crazy.
Weird because it was like, she was racist. No, she wasn't racist, but she was homophobic. It was just very odd.
Yeah, that was weird as well. I think he gave a twist of a dynamic though. He gave a dynamic twist. But
I also think it showed that with the black men that she's been with before, they're obviously okay with homophobic rhetoric. So she thought it was calm. Like, she obviously at the time she didn't know that he was a homosexual man, because she just had sex with him. So she assumed that he was heterosexual. So when she started saying all of this homophobic stuff, like, it seemed like she was assuming that she'd get the kind of reception that she'd usually get, like, oh yeah, blah blah, because I think that she said like the word fag or something. And obviously he was just like, yo, what the hell? So it's, I don't know, I just find it like, Michaela's just, the way she wrote it is mad. It was just all these different layers of like, just all of these different prejudices, all of these different situations people be in. It was just every different type of sexuality was explored to like the fullest. You had transsexual stuff in there. You had even just like affairs, like especially in like African homes, like was in, I think it was episode 11 or 12, no, maybe episode 10 or 11. Yeah, when her dad was having the affair with a family friend. There's like the threesome.
Was that the auntie? Was that the auntie that was coming in?
With the auntie. Yeah. There was the threesome with I forgot what her name is. The best friend. The best friend had that threesome on holiday. Tess had the threesome on holiday. She's there assuming it was a completely spontaneous thing. Definitely wasn't. Those two guys knew each other. It's just like there are just so many different things and nuances within sexuality. Even like stealthing. So that guy who took off the condom and didn't tell her. Just everything. Like, she literally brought up everything. There was not one stone that was left unturned. I was like, yo, this is very mad.
You can notice as well, like in one episode she at least brought up like 3 topics. Like that episode of
but so organically, like, it wasn't forced.
In the home, like during like with the dad, the way that the mom is being treated, how she feels, and you can tell from her facial expressions as well. I think that's one thing as well that Michaela done very well, is to pick actor or whoever casted the actress, is that facial expressions give more to the story than we think. Like, it doesn't have to be said. It doesn't have to be said, but it's just like, you could tell that the mom knows what's going on, but she's doing it for the kids. You know what I'm saying? The brother is very, like, the brother is very, like...
He was just blissfully unaware.
Yeah, he's unaware, naturally, but it's very like, oh, okay, something did happen, but I'm just he's just not going to say anything because of what's going on. And the way that Michaela's character figured it out and said she's not going to say anything because that's not her business, but at the same time she does want to. She feels bad for her mother, and you could tell by when they hugged, when the mother hugged her, she started crying. I said, yeah, there's a possibility that she figured out, like, there's a possibility that she knows what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's definitely like a dynamic in African families that when it comes to the children, the daughters seem to know more than the sons. Like the sons are sheltered more. So I thought that was really interesting that she.
Is that due to age? Is that due to age? Do you think? Because the brother was younger.
Yeah, there's definitely there should be a whole support group for firstborn African kids, especially if it's like the oldest sister. Like I've seen so many different videos and talks about it. But yeah, it tends that they end up being the third parent. So they know all of the adult business whilst they're kids. And then the younger kids they're just blissfully unaware, and they just kind of, they know like, oh, something's not quite right, but they don't know enough to care. Yeah. But yeah, the oldest child or the daughter usually knows, and then she's either there to fix it or just, I don't know.
Yeah. It was interesting in that conversation when the dad was like, I moved out when I was 17. Why are you still here? Like, why are you doing part-time? Why are you working part-time and doing uni part-time? Like, and the mom's there like, he's doing well, and he's like, but I moved out at this, like your time, like, I think a lot of older people need to like fathers in general, that your experience is completely different to his experience 100%. Or like your children's experience. So like,
we just live in different times, even economically.
Yeah, fam. Yeah.
People were buying houses with zero deposit. People were being paid to go to university, being paid to go. Like, we live in a different time.
Yeah, it happens now, but it's more like the actual job that you're in has to actually provide, want that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but back in the day, it was completely different. Like, you remember in college, like, we used to get paid just to go to college, just to make sure.
Yeah, was it EMA?
EMA, yeah, fam. Yeah. How much was that? I swear it was like,
I think you could get between 10 and £30 a week.
That used to be so lit for us, That used to be so lit.
I feel like they ended it like quite quickly though.
Yeah, I think it was like towards like starting of uni. I think they ended that. Yeah. Or maybe the first year of college, so 2009, 10ish. Yeah, around that time. But yeah, like that dynamic was very interesting to see as well, because I think not just African households, I think a lot of ethnic households can experience that. And so that was something like the Indian culture. There might be some aspects like the Arab culture, the certain Asian cultures as well. Like, there are dynamics similar to this, so it's not just gonna happen in one household.
Yeah.
What was the other one as well that rattled me is when the ending of the Halloween episode was good though. The ending was very nice.
How did it end again?
When she realized, when she came back from talking to the therapist, and she's like, and she drew the actual cover of the book that she was writing.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when she came back, she was like apologizing and obviously being rhetoric because like of actually having the conversation with that one person, with Kwame, and like,
about locking him in the room.
Yeah, but and other stuff as well, like the whole having that conversation about the whole what he did wrong, but also that he has trauma himself that that made me like this right now.
It's just a classic example of hurt people. Like, when you're hurt, you hurt someone else. It's just human nature,
and it becomes
it's effed up.
A chain reaction as well. It becomes a chain reaction. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, because as soon as I seen that, I was like, all right, cool, this is fine now. And then he found love. I said, wait, you were hoeing.
Yeah. But the thing is, he still wanted to hell, and the man was like, no, we're just gonna hang out. We're just gonna be like wholesome. It was so cute. I loved that.
But I don't know. I think there's gonna be a twist to that, in the next season, if they do a next season.
Do you reckon? No, man, I'm optimistic. I just feel like it's just nice and innocent love. Like the man just wanted to love him, and I liked that.
Yeah,
because he was so used to men just wanting to use him, and him also wanting to use them back. So,
but you do remember that the app that he contacts people on is really about that, just linking.
Yeah. Just around, meeting up, doing whatever. Yeah.
And I don't even know how they do profiles in there. Like they just showed the chat, so they don't show like pictures or any profiles or stuff. So that was I don't know. There might be a twist, there might be not, but that was very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
What was it as well? Like episode 12,
the final episode. Just like going through all of the different scenarios that it could have been.
This is where I got fucked up.
Why?
The first one, I said, okay.
Is that when she basically killed him?
Yeah, that's what I thought. What was happening? Yeah. And then it goes back to the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
I said, where am I on? Inception.
Literally.
Like, where am I on? Inception.
But I liked that. It was like just playing through all of the different scenarios that it could have been, and then coming to the conclusion that, like, do you know what? It doesn't matter. Like,
no, but I thought, which scenario do you think it was going to be the end of it?
The one when she was like hugging him, like, so when she found out again, hurt people, so he had been abused, and that was why he was going around date raping people. I thought that was going to be the end, and then I thought, I mean, it's a bit cheesy, but I kind of get it. But then it wasn't the end. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, wait. So he's gone jail. Okay, this is a great time.
Yeah.
Goes back to the. I said, nah. What's going on?
It was just like, it just never ended.
And then the third scenario. You remember the third scenario when she took advantage of him?
Yeah, that was But again, that's something that would go through your mind.
No, but
like,
that
weirded me. I want to get my own back.
It weirded me out because they were doing whatever, and then they went to the toilets, and then ended up at the house. And that's when I was like, wait, whoa. How did this position happen? Because obviously I was seeing different things. Now I'm seeing this. I'm thinking, when? And man was enjoying. I said, yeah. This is definitely the scenario of I want my revenge. I want you to feel that vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And that vulnerability after, sorry. And you saw that in the end when obviously we woke up and everything else the next day, and then it goes back again. And I said, what's it now? What's this? Like, I got tired. And then she said, no, I'm not going out.
Yeah. She was just like, I'm just going to stay in. That's whatever it is she was going to do with her housemates.
Yeah. And then just literally like focus on, like Tess got that role.
Yeah.
They watched it on TV.
On TV with her trans man, like her trans man boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you think about that? What do you think about that? I was rattled as well.
I loved the fact that she put it in there. I really did. And I also liked the way it went, because it could have gone so differently. For example, she went on like, wow, they were all out, they were eating lunch or whatever. And then the guy hollers at her, and then they go on a date. And the guy then says, by the way, I'm trans. And you'd think, like, I don't know, maybe it was just my mind, but I automatically assumed she'd be like, oh, I don't want this.
Yeah.
But she didn't. And I loved that. I was just like, right, okay, cool. And then they're just together. And I really liked the way she did that. She didn't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. Didn't she do research on him as well?
Yes, so he was like someone who was well known, because I think the bartender or whatever was like, oh, like, I love you. And then she was like, who the hell are you? So then she went to the toilet and Googled who he was and then found out.
Yeah.
But again, it didn't bother her. Yeah, and I just like that, because people, I think especially on like with media and on TV and on different shows, whenever someone has been trans, such a huge deal has been made out of it that it just kind of perpetuates transphobia. Whereas in this scene, it was just, yeah, I'm trans. Okay, cool. And then they're together. Like, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I liked that.
It was mad because, like, when I was like, just the scenario, not the whole trans stuff, but it's like the scenario of when someone sees you, I don't know, and you're on a date or whatever, and someone sees you, you're like, yo, how are you? Or like, I love what you're doing and stuff like those types of words. And people are like, who are you? Like, whatever. And they go toilet and they actually look up and try to find things.
Yeah.
There have been times that I've had that, like, random.
Okay, famous.
Not like that, but just like, people will just look up my social media. Like try to find out, like, who am I actually? Like, why are you intrigued by him? Like,
yeah, like, why is someone coming up to you saying it like that?
Yeah, like on a random flex, like on a random like random day. So a lot of people do that. I think I would do it as well, but I don't think I'd do it like at the same time. So
I think it really depends on who the person is. Like, you've got to be someone that I really rate for me to stop you while you're on a date or something to say, oh, I really like what you're doing. Because that's quite
maybe
disruptive.
in public, maybe just in public, like not even a date thing, just like in public.
Yeah, I think in public it's different. But if I see you're out on like some intimate date or something, unless you're someone that I need to tell you what I think of you, I'm not gonna say no. Because
True. Like, if I see like someone like who is it? If I see like Stormzy on a date and that, like another cough or whatever, and I'm with my babes, I'm stopping. Like, I said, yo, big man,
are you?
what you doing? Yeah,
definitely.
If I can tell, like, it's a bit like, it's okay to actually, because you have to kind of judge the scenario from a distance as well.
Course,
like, is it okay? Is it not? Because there are some scenarios where you don't want to feel forced. You want to still show love. And actually, like, you know what I mean? But there are times where you're like, I don't think it's time. I don't think it's the right scenario.
Yeah, like if you see them arguing or something, or they seem to be having like a really intense conversation, it is not the time to go over and say hello.
Or just eating. I don't think people should be coming up to me while I'm eating.
Meal. Yeah.
Like,
that's very intrusive.
Bruv, like, I'm trying to focus on eating this flipping shrimp, bruv. Like, I don't want you, bruv. When I'm eating my calamari, I don't want you there. No disrespect. It's just like, I want to enjoy my food and I want to enjoy the company I'm with. But maybe after, or maybe you see me outside, or when I'm paying.
Exactly.
I think that would be the most great time to do it. But at the same time, like, come on, like, I'm trying to enjoy my food. But that was an interesting dynamic as well, because there was literally a double whammy of the whole trans thing, and also that
and
scenario.
Like the fact there's
that scenario as well. And what was the other one as well? On the ending, like when she's like, she finally finishes the book, and she's like, obviously independent, innit? Like, she said independent, so she doesn't work for the book company anymore. She's not doing it published.
They dropped her, didn't they?
Yeah, they dropped her. Which kind of gives us a little bit of what she went through with she kind of went through Netflix.
Well, she dropped them.
Yeah, but like,
she turned them down. But I think it's definitely a plight of a lot of writers. If you don't produce the work in the time that they're expecting, or the way that they're expecting it, or whatever, if you just do anything that they're not cool with, then you can get dropped and you're left in the lurch. And it's like, I've never done it before. Like, I'm not a writer, but it does sound scary.
Yeah, but there is like a little aspect in the sense of the business, like, that's what I thought about that specific scenario of like, you dropped her, cool, but it was more of how this business how it runs, like, whether it be writing, whether it be actually creating a series, they're gonna literally try and make sure that it's as soon as possible we can make this deal happen, and they want the content as soon as possible. So
being a creative and making money at the same time is a serious discipline.
Yeah, very serious.
It's like, you can be creating for yourself, but once you're signed to someone or something or a company or whatever, there are now targets. There's money that needs to be made by a certain amount of time for a certain amount of people. Like, you need to create on the go. Like, you can't wait for inspiration anymore because you've got a deadline. Like, there's only so long you can be waiting.
Yeah, that's why I don't like when people think, because I've had questions for myself, like, do you think I could be an A&R? Like, do I think I could be an A&R or that type of sorts? Like looking for talent and, you know, on all that other stuff and development and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, I don't like this whole deadline thing. Like, every week I have to find a new artist for the label to sign and develop as a new artist so that they can get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't think I could do that. I could do the job, but I don't think I can do this whole deadline thing. Like,
it just applies a pressure that takes away from the actual joy of doing it.
Yeah, like being for me, like doing this, like doing podcasting, doing maybe presenting and host, like I get the whole deadline thing, but in that aspect of music, like looking at, you know, finding new artists, enjoying their music, having conversations with them, find out if they're right for you. Is it just going to be a single deal? Is it distribution? Is it actually going to be an album deal? Is these things can still make money, but which one is best suited for this person?
Yeah,
I think that takes away from this whole the deadline thing takes away from everything.
Yeah, it's no longer organic, it's no longer authentic, it's literally manufactured.
Yeah, it looks like it's forced to me.
Yeah,
like, it looks like forced. Like when certain people do remixes of tunes that have been out, like that example, when the label was already taken over and said, we want to do a remix for this, like that looks like forced to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, these labels want to push. I've noticed it as well. Like, these labels want the artist to look independent, but they're actually signed. Like, you know the Rover song, the Simba Rover, put up in a Rover.
Yeah.
I think he was signed before the song even dropped.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because when the remix came out, if you look at there's like a few versions of the remix, by the way.
Okay.
So that's when I was thought, wait, how did you afford these artists? And then I realized, but obviously the single is actually signed by Paraphone, so it's a record label, one of the popular record labels here in the UK. So maybe the song, I could be interpreting this wrong, but maybe he was signed, but at the same time, he could have just released it and he got traction for that label to be like, we want to do a single deal and more and do more with it, get more promo in the radios and stuff like that, and get certain other things. So I'm not sure, because that's why I'm intrigued about this development thing. Like, you finding new artists and signing them to your label and developing them before, you know what I'm saying? Because there have been aspects of artists they look independent, they look like they just flinged off the video. You know, you ask the man them, yo, come on to my video shoot, or like we'll do a little thing, and then find one of the man them to do the video. That's fine, I get it, and then release the song, do what you gotta do. But a label could have found that and backed it, and then like super early and said, you know what, I need to get this guy as soon as possible, but we want to, you know, you could do your thing, be independent, but we want to just be involved in distributing singles and other stuff like that. And then it becomes, because I just found out today, it's been certified gold.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
good for them.
That single certified gold. So that's why I'm a bit like intrigued by business and that whole aspect of the music scene, like, because I think that makes more money than just being an artist.
Oh, I'm sorry, artists. I don't know a lot about the music scene, but what I do know is that artists make the least money.
Unless you are independent and
unless
own
you're
your royalties.
Own
your royalties. So
but if you are an artist and you're signed and you have management and you have all of that stuff, you ain't making as much pee as everyone else behind the scenes are.
Yeah, because
it's not a chance.
Yeah, because I think that when people sign with certain labels or whatever, you have to have a manager, and you also have to have an agent.
Mm-hmm.
So those two already take a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
The thing is, those jobs, they're actual jobs, and it must be difficult. And so I don't know if they take too much. I have no idea how much fees people be taking.
I think the contract when you're signed to a label that will happen, but because obviously finding an agency just to find you, like, to be on platforms, like let's say a campaign like you did, like some artists will get an agent will find out about that and be like, oh, I'm an agent for this artist, would you like, I want them to be on it, can that happen? They're like, yeah, okay. So that's how they get these deals.
It's the same thing in the influencer industry. Like, if you have management, they'll be the ones who go out and find campaigns for you, and then they'll take a percentage. So
but I think that's what agents do, and managers just deal with the actual stuff that comes in, like
administration and all that stuff,
and actually organizing your like scheduling and
stuff.
Yeah, so that's why I think those two, because a lot of people just pick both and not just pick getting an agent because you can manage yourself, like. So that's why I kind of rate influencers, because to a degree you have to manage yourself, and then people can just
you gotta do it all yourself. It's long.
Yeah, and you get all the money.
Yeah, that's the one lit part of it. Like, one thing I definitely enjoy about being independent is the fact that I get the deals, and so I get all the P, and I don't have to like wait on someone to do nothing. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But back to episode 12. When she starts reading the book, and she does the sigh, and she's back in the beach. I said, so this whole season was your imagination?
No.
That's what I thought. Or was it just the episode?
No, I just think it's just, I don't know. I just thought that scene was just like a reminiscent scene of, like, look at where she is, like, obviously where she is now. She's got her book, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes back to, like, probably her lowest point when she was on that flipping beach.
Really?
And it's just like a reflection. But I don't know. The thing is, the beautiful thing about it is that it's open to interpretation. So anyone can interpret it the way they want to. But that's how I saw it. I thought it was just like,
no, because I think because when she said the sigh part and then it transitioned, it's like, the way you said it, it could be that, like, the return, like, she's telling her actual story of the start to the finished product, if you know what I'm saying, of, like, actually ending the trauma, and actually process to start healing. I think that was the ending of that specific book that she wrote. But like, first I was like, wait, because when she smiled, I was like, wait, did you just imagine this from episode the time of you waking up to that beach?
Yeah, I didn't think of that, but it could be.
Because that's
what did you think of her turning up randomly to that guy's house? Because a lot of people, when I was watching it on the TL, a lot of people were outraged at how he reacted, but I thought he was very much justified in the way he reacted. I'm putting a gun on you. Are you mad? You came all the way from a different country and didn't tell me. Do you know how mad that is?
And I did, and you just came into my house.
Yeah, and you'll stay here for as long as what? That's scary.
Because
I'd lock her out too.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you've been through. You don't tell me everything.
Literally.
Throughout these episodes, do you think that she's told him what she's going through?
All he knows is that she was part of a rape case because they needed him for something as part of the investigation. I don't remember what it was. So he knows about that.
Yeah.
And he was cussing her like, oh, like, this is why you should be watching your drinks, blah, blah, blah. So he knows about that part, but, like, I don't think he knew about, like, all of the little things that were happening to her.
Yeah.
Of course he doesn't. Like, in everyone's life, no one knows everything that's happening anyway.
Yeah. That's where I was like, he's very justified, like, out of the blue. Yeah. Just come out of the blue.
Cannot show up to my yard. Yeah. In a different, like, I live in a different country. You've said nothing, and now you're inside my house. Nah, get out.
Yeah. Even in the UK.
Oh, so mean.
Even in the UK, like,
true.
You just pulling up to my yard, not me knowing, like. That is very weird.
And she was inside. Like, she got in. Remember, she found the key.
That would piss me off even more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Imagine you've gone to work and then you've come back home, and one girl that you see, I haven't seen in months, is just inside your room.
And you know where I live, bro. Like,
literally.
Bro, you're having dinner with fam. What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
What's going on,
to me, it's scary. But I'm not saying that it wasn't, like, it's understandable. She was going through a lot, and I think she was just trying to figure out.
Yeah, she wanted to be somewhere comfortable.
She wanted to feel safe, wanted to feel loved, all of that. That's fine. I get it. But she went about it the wrong way. And so I do not blame my man for locking her out and then showing her a gun. Because, fam, what you've done is not okay.
Do you think she actually loved him, the guy from Italy?
I don't know.
I think she got love like sprung. Like, she got drunk of like the comfortability of like being away from the UK, all the stress and stuff. And
I think they probably could have fallen in love, but I don't know. She definitely wasn't in love with him by the time she was in England. She was constantly flipping, ignoring his calls and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
So by then she wasn't in love with him.
But when she remember in the first episode, like, when she's about to leave, like, and she's like, "What is this?" Trying to figure out like, what is this and stuff like that. Like, that's what I thought. Like, oh, this looks like she could be having feelings for him. But then when she goes to the UK, it's like,
yeah, she kind of stopped caring. It's that whole thing of like, out of sight, out of mind. You're just not as interested when you don't see them.
Yeah. It's like she found her like escape, and then when she comes back to the UK, it's like back to normal life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's very true. That is so true. That is so true. It's wild to see, though. It's wild.
Are you reminiscing on holiday flings or something?
Nah, I miss holidays in general.
Oh, them ones, I feel you.
Because fam, I need to dip out, fam.
If you could see the way it's raining outside right now. Is it raining in your end still?
Yeah, it's still raining as well.
Yeah.
It's raining.
It's all long.
Everywhere is raining. I think the whole of Bristol is raining, fam. Like, there's no what you call it, things as well. What was the thing I was about to say as well? Because what I seen recently, I forgot, man. Shit, I lost the train of thought.
Was it to do with I May Destroy You? Was it to do with rain, Bristol, weather?
No. It was literally to do with when we were talking about the music industry and stuff like that and creatives. But I forgot where it was. I forgot where it was because I posted this thing recently on where was it? It was about oh no. Nah, I've lost it, fam. Fuck. I've lost it. It was something weird, but it was just because Ovi, obviously. He's decided that
the fact he's signed to France.
Yeah, he signed to France, yeah. And like, I think he's escaped. Personally, I think he's said, yeah, if I'm in the UK, I can't get no basketball done. I have to be in a different country for me to enjoy basketball again. Because
I just feel like the money must have made sense.
Because to be honest, yeah, if you're playing like Division 1, like main league, like Premier League of basketball in overseas, they are willing to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I feel like it just must have made financial sense.
Yeah,
and France isn't that far.
Yeah, France isn't that far. Because when I seen there's this basketball guy called Brandon Jennings, and he was talking about because he was one of the first players ever when back in the day, to actually instead of going to college, he went to because of his eligibility with his grades or something like that. He went to play overseas.
Okay.
He was around 17, 18. They were paying him close to $1 million.
At 18 years old. Must be nice. At 18 years old, I don't know where I was working, but I'll tell you it was hourly. I'll tell you that for free.
Because I was like, wait, so this is mad. Like, because if you know about basketball, the Ball brothers are kind of having that similar scenario now as well. Like, literally changing. I don't know about basketball. No, because these brothers, you know about like Serena Williams and Venus Williams and their dad, innit? Like their dad's like, say like they're the best and whatever, like very vocal. These brothers have basically had that since they were young with their father, because their father trained them. And the father was like, listen, my son's going to do a one and done. So a one and done is basically the guy plays for university for 1 year and puts himself in the possibility of going to the NBA straight away, regardless. And the father said, my oldest son is going to do that, and he's going to have his own shoe by the age of 18 before he enters the draft, and also he's going to be the second pick and go to the Lakers and play with LeBron. Everything came true.
My man had a vision.
He just put it into fruition. And obviously the middle child never made it to NBA, but he's still trying. Okay. The youngest now, imagine he's like 6'8", 6'7". Okay. He's played in Slovenia, Australia, and somewhere other country, and also obviously America, like his a little like league or whatever. But he's played in Australia, and now like he never went to college, he never went to university or whatever. After he finished high school, done, just playing basketball all the time. No, actually, he even pulled himself out from high school. He started playing international basketball at 16.
You're mad.
So for 2 years, you played at Slovenia, maybe New Zealand, and I forgot which one it was, and Australia. Create a name for yourself away from your, with your dad still saying you're going to be picked as top prospect, like number one.
Yeah.
And whatever, and not needing a school, not needing a college or whatever. And in 3 years, it actually happens. There's a possibility it will happen.
That's the kind of father you need.
But also, his dad was saying imagine his dad, the big baller brand, that was like the family brand that they weren't even allowed to wear it when they were going to college. But
why?
Basically in university, like school, like when in terms of sports, the players don't make money.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So wearing another brand that's not a part of that university, you are not allowed to do that contractually.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's legally bound by when you go to that university, you can't do that.
Okay.
But now, and you can't even make money off your social media.
Yeah.
But now they can, because because apparently they were only given sometimes like $1,000 for 4 months or something like that in university.
That's just ridiculous.
To live, by the way, while they were living.
That's just ridiculous.
So they can't buy new shoes or anything like that.
Yeah.
New bed sheets sometimes.
Yeah.
For food, you have to supply they get their own. They get like obviously meal, like fed, like meals and stuff like that. But you can't make like let's say if you wanted to buy a new pair of shoes, like just some like materialistic stuff, or maybe books or whatever. You have to pay that off your own pocket, and that's off the grand for 4 months.
That's ridiculous.
It's mad, isn't it? So that was an aspect as well that I saw, and I think it was funny. I think it's funny. Oh yeah, you're going gym today.
I was going to, but now I'm having second thoughts.
I've told you I'm waiting until next week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait a week just to see what happens, because I don't want to go and then they send an email out to everyone who went within the first couple of days that someone has now admitted that they've contracted. Yeah, man. And then now it's all stress, and then I got to tell everyone that I'm with that they need to isolate. Let me wait. I'm gonna wait it out and see. So I've waited however many months. I can wait another week.
Yeah. Do you know that there's a line? There's a queue for a gym.
Yeah, of course.
There's a queue for a gym.
Yeah, of course. What? Like, of course there is. Like,
a
there's
queue.
You have to, even for Pure Gym, you've got to download the app and you've got to book yourself in. You can't just go.
Oh,
just turn it. Didn't you get the email?
No. What? Let me look at this, bro.
I got an email saying you need to download it wasn't today. I got it a couple of days ago saying, like, download the app to ensure you can go. Like, I don't think you can just turn up.
Be ready. Making sure. Confidence. Video here. Temporary changes. Your membership. Yeah, it says here, download the latest app. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so you can't just go. But I think some people I think some people are going to try just turn up, but you can't do that. Of course you can't. Like, how many people, like, even restaurants, you can't just turn up no more. Like, you have to book. Everything is, you have to book in advance. Like, life is different now.
Gym's meant to be my safe haven, fam, and they're like,
it used to be mine.
They're trying to make it to a rave, blood. I'm queuing, bruv.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest,
I want to see how it all goes. I want them to wait out a week and then I'll figure out.
I think in the next few days, if it goes well, that it'll be all right. Like,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so, but I don't know, man. This is some mad things, man. Mad things.
It's a pandemic.
Pandemic. But yes, thank you for coming, though.
So
Episode
good.
116. Hey, regular guest and everything, fam. Imagine that. How many times have you been on? Like, what?
Maybe 4 or 5.
4 or 5. You're regular, fam. You're one of the OGs. You're one of the OGs. You get me?
I'll take it.
Yeah, because obviously you're moving to London now, innit? So obviously,
I am.
You're living life now, man. You're living high over there in the hills. So.
I mean, I'm not there yet, so I don't know. I might go out there and be like, oh my gosh, this is torture. I might come back.
Jesus Christ! After one week.
After a week, I'll be like, I can't do this anymore. Nah. It'll be fine. I used to live there, so I can't.
Yeah, you'll be alright. I miss London, man. So I might go, fam. You know, I've told you already. I'm really thinking about it already. So yeah. So hopefully one day all of that.
Get a train. Train's safe. Hardly anyone's in it. Like,
yeah, train's fine, but just I'm thinking of moving, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Make that happen.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. But iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Kith and Kim podcast. We're back. Obviously, we had a week off, but we're back. Beulah, you want to plug anything that's coming up? Anything you got?
No, I'm all good. But, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
He's like,
Make sure you subscribe to Kith and Kim. Make sure you're supporting when we're allowed to be outside properly again. I'm sure there'll be a live show. So,
God willing, fam. God willing.
Out for all of that.
God willing. Because I know you'd pull up.
Yeah, man. It'll be lit.
You know I know
it'll be a party. Party after party. It'll be lit.
I know you're pulling up to that one. That would be fun as well. Obviously, if you want to get in contact with Beulah, what she does and stuff like that, it's in the description below.
Yep.
Give a little gander, see what she actually does for a living. Also, if you see her on billboards and that, just snap the picture, tag her.
I'm not on any billboards. Like, I don't know where you got this from.
No, but I'm saying, God willing, get it.
God
when they
willing,
see you,
yeah, we'll see.
What you don't want to? What, you don't want to see yourself in a billboard?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want fame. So a billboard.
No, but just being in a billboard, like being in a billboard.
Yeah, but then someone will be like, "Oh, aren't you the girl from the billboard?" That's a bit
Bruv,
long.
I'm speaking my because it's not going
I
to stay
like
for
a
long.
stress-free, quiet life, you know.
But it's not going to stay for
I
long.
really like it. That's true. This is true.
It's not going to stay for
Yeah.
long.
Do you know what? If I could do a billboard campaign that lasted a couple of days, man, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Fam, if I turn up in a billboard, fam, clear.
You're thinking.
I'm clear. No, just see my face. Just see my face. Like literally in the middle of town, middle of Times Square, middle of Trafalgar.
Or like London Underground.
Yeah.
Middle of Oxford Circus.
What? Imagine in Oxford Street, JD. Just see your face, fam.
Oh. Yeah, it's not even that hard. You can make it happen.
Hey man, hey JD, holler me if you need an Asian man, because I don't see no Asian people on there.
Listen, fight for representation. That's all I'm ever fighting for. Fight for representation.
Fam,
tell them.
I might not be a model, but you know, man, saucy. You get me? I can dress. I don't need a stylist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't take pictures much, as she knows, but man can do a little selfie, and you know, my profile's all right. I just need to lose some weight, and you know what I'm saying?
Lose some weight.
Yeah, bro, I'm chubby, fam. My face is chubby, you know. I'm chubby.
And that is where the conversation ends, because you're chatting shit. So.
Oh, yeah, let me stop this.